Hi, I'm Kevin Staut, and my philosophy, if I have one, is to never give up, because sport is intense and horses need time.
Welcome to another episode of At Home With, here in the beautiful French countryside in Normandy. Kevin, thank you so much for having us today.
Yeah, I'm really happy to welcome you, and it's really warm today. We are lucky, so we can see around what's happening here.
Let's take a look at Crack Boom, of course one of your top horses.
Yeah, let's see if we can find him.
What do you think made this horse so special?
First of all, it was the first horse I could compete at the higher level. Before him, I had no clue that I could do that. My grandparents bought him when he was 7, and then we started to compete. It was fine, but nobody wanted to buy him. He had some trials and it never went until the end. So it was maybe my luck. At one point, my grandparents decided, okay, now stop. Maybe you could keep the horse for you, trying to do the sport, and we will see. I did my first Aachen with him, my first European Championships. I'm glad that he's still here, back to the family stud, and as you see, with a big stomach enjoying life. For my sport career, it was really the beginning of everything.
And so you just touched there on the European Championships, but Crack Boom, of course, was the horse that gave you your gold medal. Tell us a little bit about that experience.
For sure, it was a fantastic experience. Come now. And it was always like this, lazy, you know, and so, but I have to say, also typical French horse, big heart, doing everything for the rider. But beginning of the European Championships, it was like, we had the warm-up in this great field of Windsor. And you know, the warm-up, you are the 5 riders of the team. You have, I don't know, 200 seconds for the whole team. And like my one has not the full energy, I said, I start first, I do 2 or 3 jumps like that. You have plenty of time for all of your horses. It was under the light, so I started. I jumped number 1 and then stop at number 2. The horse never stopped before.
Oh no!
Yeah. And instead of using just 20 or 30 seconds, I used nearly the whole 200 seconds for the whole team trying to jump. The whole night I was thinking, how could I manage tomorrow to make it? Because it was the first time of his life, he stopped. And then, yeah, the evening arrived, and I remember from the warm-up to the main ring, I heard all the other riders saying, yeah, come, we will watch him, he will not jump one fence. And so I had, yeah, already I was in doubt for many reasons. At this warm-up, the only time he stopped and he went in the ring, he was clear. And the whole week went incredibly good.
And they're gonna get one. Kevin Staut's Crack Boom Bois Margot smiles back on the French faces. 9.42, and he will definitely get a silver.
And you talk about your grandparents there and the fact that your grandfather bought you the first horses. This is their family farm. Tell us about how influential they have been in your career.
My grandfather was leading the family a little bit as a company, you know. He wanted to be the boss, to manage, and he started to be passionate about horses when I started to ride. So he had no clue before, he was never riding a horse. But okay, we had this farm, we started to build the stables, we had a lot of fields. So the idea was to start breeding, and he bought many mares. Honestly, never any offsprings came over 1.20 meter fence. And so I arrived at 18 with this wonderful present, this farm, the stables, and many young horses. But okay, I also realized if I stay here and I work with my grandfather, no professional around to help me, I will not survive from it in a sport point of view. So I left. We had a fight with my grandfather, I'm not a robber, but I remember that I had, for all the expenses, a credit card from my grandfather for the company. I decided to leave 1st of January, and with a credit card I took the cash machine 500 French francs, because it was not euro at all, it's like maybe 75 euro. Until my 18, I had always an easy life, you know. My grandfather spent the money for everything, and so I had no clue what I needed to live, you know. So I took 75 euro, and I thought that for the next 3 years it would be enough. 75 euro, I had not enough to pay a flight ticket to go to south of France, because I had an opportunity for a job there. So I took the train. I started to ride for really great people, and then I built myself as a rider, and it was good. And then for sure, years after years, we went back to a good family relationship.
Maybe if we just take a look at some of your top results. You know, you've had some incredible moments in your career.
Oh boy, oh boy, that's the one, isn't it? Oh. What a ride from this man. Isn't he a superstar? We have got so many of them here this afternoon, but none will ride any better than that.
Are there any of those that stand out to you as that mean the most to you?
Every different competition was a new step for the career. For sure, for the image, for everything. Gold in the Olympic is something, it helps also. We had a strong team. Me, I was riding River, which was also a good horse, really good horse, and with enough experience, but I was not at the best time of my career. I had some doubts and some back problems, you know. It was difficult to find back the rhythm of the success. Happy week was getting darker. In the evening, Penelope's groom called and said, yeah, Flora is not fine. But then we arrived and, okay, Flora was not good at all. We had to walk her, Penelope launched her, and we spent the whole night to the clinic. Luckily, the mare is walking the whole night, it could be fine. Flora was such a fighter, you know, that in one day she recovered, and she was ready to compete for the individual qualification, first day. Oh, after all these things, we were happy that we could be four at least to compete. Penelope was the last one to go. The mare jumped fantastic, full energy, so everything was behind. And then landing from a fence, I don't know what happened. Flora felt the balance and Penelope felt. We thought, okay, it's a joke. Flora 2 days before spent the night at the clinic, and now Penelope is falling. What is this? You know, I think a little bit like the story of Crack Boom at the European. It's just the way you can afford the situations. Nothing comes easy. You have to fight for it. And like every different problems we had before starting this team competition, when the first of the Frenchies went in, we will fight like hell. And maybe it made us stronger, all these things. We could have the same stories without the medal, but I'm sure in a way it helped. Sometimes you can't explain just in a riding point of view, but the spirit we had all together was incredible.
You're actually having a great year this year as well, and one of the horses is Viking. And I was looking at his record for 2022. It's a 75% clear round rate this year. That is incredible. How does it feel to have a horse like that in your stable?
He has power. He's a clever horse. A connection for the fight. Together we have it directly. So it's an amazing horse, but also I can, in the view of the championships, or manage the season just for him and not to push over, not to jump too much, because I have some other horses who can please me to compete in the other important one. Maybe the first time of my career I have this number of quality horses in the stables.
Was there a competition that you thought this horse is special?
At the beginning, he arrived here at the farm, so 3 years ago. And because I was still half-time working for the ex-sponsors and coming here in the afternoon for the others. And I saw that this horse is not good enough to be in the beautiful stables, he can stay here in the farm. And at this farm it was a young rider, Mathis Burnouf, which was riding for me the young horses. But honestly, I don't believe that this horse can be a good one, because I tried it and at home, it's like today, lazy. I jumped a few small fences, touching all the fences. He's one of the most careful horses, but at home, so lazy, he was touching, never the pull down, but touching every single fence. And my rider sent me the videos all the time, and so I watch number one, ugly jump, number two, ugly jump. So I didn't even watch the end of the first round. He sent it me by videos. And after a few shows, he said me, did you watch the horse? I said, yeah, but I don't like, you see how he's jumping? He said, yeah, but now with 6 rounds, he's jumping 6 times clear. I say, okay, I take the horse in Dinard, I ride 3 classes, and I'm sure at the end of the weekend we will send back the horse because I don't like. And I rode 140, 145, Grand Prix, clear the 3 days. So I say, okay, it's not really exciting, but maybe it's something different than what I thought. So the weekend straight after it was Dublin, CSIO. I said, now we will be fixed. I take him to Dublin, big competition, big class the first day, 155, clear again. Yeah, and after Dublin, he did Aachen, he did, for the first season, he did the most scariest show in the world, and he was there. I have still to be honest and remind me that if in 1 or 2 years, or if he's getting a medal at the championships, what I hope, I would say yes, in the first day I love this horse. No, it's not true. The first time I thought it's not possible that this horse could be a good sport horse.
Been a journey.
Yeah, so you see, we are all doing mistakes, and big ones.
What does it mean to you to compete as a French rider?
I'm from these riders who love to compete for their own nation. When we are individuals, we are just focused on ourselves. The time for the success is 1 minute 30. And when you do a Nations Cup or a team competition, it's the whole day, the whole afternoon. It's 8 rounds of intense sport. And I have to say that in the Nations Cup, I realize how stressful is it to watch the other ones. Because riding, when you are in the ring, we are doing that every weekend, and it's part of the positive pressure, makes you do some amazing things. But when you watch and you have no power on the thing, just wait and see. The time is getting really, really long. But I love. I'm exhausted when I finish an afternoon of Nations Cup, you know. Yeah, it's so intense. It's true that I love Nations Cup, I love team competition.
So we spoke a little bit to your groom Ludo. Tell us a little bit about your relationship with him. You've worked together for 5 years and he goes to all of the shows with you.
Ludo is a dream to work with. He's quiet, professional, hard worker, clever guy. Lot of humor, the one I like, dark one, and he loves to perform. So I have to say that it's a pleasure to work with him, and it's really important because we are sharing important moments of our lives together. Sport has a different, and successes has different tests when you can share it with people you like.
What's the best part about being at a show with Kevin?
The best part? Okay, for sure he will watch this, and so I have to be nice. No, but he's really a nice guy, I would say. Like, it's really easy to work with him, and a lot of grooms are kind of jealous of me because now he's really nice and funny, and he really take care of me and the horse and everything. And sometimes also the other group, like he's gonna bring coffee to everyone around, and it's really easy. He makes sure I have time to eat. He makes sure I have everything I need.
And what are you looking forward to next?
When I arrived to work for him, he left HDC, Haras des Coudrettes, so we lose a lot of horses. Like we had 2 horses left in the stables, so we had to build and rebuild everything from the beginning, and we had 3 years quite difficult. And it's not so easy to do this work and to go at the shows every week, 5-star and everything, when the results are not there. So since the beginning of the year, I would say we have quite really good horses, a good string of horses, and week after week we have good results, double clears and Nations Cup, Grand Prix, everything, and it's really exciting again. So he's a bit obsessed with the ranking list, and I'm start to be as well, because we get back in the top 10. So yeah, it's really nice, and keep fighting like this.
But I don't want to stay on that. I really want to continue. I want to bring back some new medals. I want to come back world #1. I feel healthy myself for the moment, and yeah, and I love that.
You've had a fantastically consistent career. How do you think you found that key to almost longevity?
I think I organize all my life around the sport, and I understand that some people, when they get older, they also need and they want something else than just the sport issues. Our sport is losing more than winning, but a lot more. It's sad, it's painful, it's difficult to reach happiness, but I feel comfortable with the fact that just doing sport is fine for me and makes me happy.
You've had quite a different spread of horses. How do you find that connection with each animal?
My goal is not only to jump few clear rounds, I'm really a believer. So every horse coming to the stables, I feel that I can have a connection directly, dreaming about championships, and which is the last level of what you can achieve. The purest connection with your horse, that the horse has no doubt about what you will ask, and he will follow, and he will even lead you to this. When you start to go to competitions, you feel that if a horse will fight for you at one point or not. It doesn't come straight away from the first show. Sometimes they fight against you, but you feel that you can transform this fight from against to for you. This one is Bond. He's a stallion, 11 years old, really talented. He arrived 6 months ago, and yeah, he did already few good performances, like clear in the Grand Prix in Rome, in Rotterdam. So he's really a great horse. He's a stallion, so you know, and his stall is really powerful. You have always to give some limits, even if I love to share and to have the lighter connection with the horse. This one, you know, you have to let him free as the others, but also, and especially by hand, that he can respect you and don't go over the limit you explained him. I have to say that when you ride him, he's really nice. It's a soft horse, really enjoying the work. But by hand, we have still to be a bit careful. Diamond Semi, his father, was really difficult horse to manage by hand. So I don't say that it's in the gene, but we have to care.
Et parce que plus tu vas le monter, plus il va freiner dans le souffle.
Kevin est quelqu'un d'attachant, qui aime beaucoup ses chevaux et passer du temps avec ses chevaux. Donc pour moi, c'est très agréable sur le plan personnel. Et sur le plan professionnel, Comme vous avez pu le constater, c'est quelqu'un qui est toujours en activité avec ses chevaux, très tôt le matin jusqu'à très tard le soir et qui n'arrête pas de monter à cheval et qui est passionné par la compétition. Kevin, il n'a pas besoin d'un coach, il a besoin de quelqu'un qui l'accompagne et nous avons des échanges au point de vue technique sur à la fois la façon dont les chevaux sautent, les embouchures, les parcours et ça c'est très agréable. Pour moi en tout cas c'est très agréable. Pour moi Bond c'est l'avenir, c'est un cheval qu'on doit préparer pour les Jeux olympiques de 2024 et c'est un étalon donc il faut faire attention à son caractère, à son comportement et il faut toujours penser à être nous le dominant et pas lui.
And a horse that we've got to talk about really is Silvana. You know, you took her to 6 consecutive World Cup finals. It's pretty outstanding. In terms of finding that connection and, as you say, feeling the horse fight for you, is that something that you felt with her that built over time?
The mare was incredibly careful, like you couldn't touch a ball. But honestly, it's ridiculous that she had no scope at all, no scope. So every time at the warm-up or at the trainings at home, we were jumping maybe maximum 1 meter, 1 meter 10. Wow. And then going in the ring, she was a warrior. And then she could find the energy to jump. It was still no scope, but the energy was so intense that she could jump it. And I have to say that was the purest moments of my sports career in the ring with Silvana. And in the other hand, I love the connection we can have by hand when we are not riding. And Silvana was a lonely animal. She didn't enjoy so much all the intention she could have around. She really wanted to be focused in her, for the preparation before an important competition. You could feel that she was concentrating herself. But the rest of the days, you know, it's some horses coming to you and you like to share, like what we had with Viking when we prepared him or things like this. They come, her never. She was always in the corner of her box. She was happy, I think she was a happy mare, but she didn't need the humans to be happy.
Well, it's been a fantastic opportunity to get to know Kevin Staut a little better and to see him at home in this beautiful setting. He's finishing his day in his usual way, preparing this stunning arena. Join us again for another episode of At Home With.